I want you to know that I am more offended as an African-American woman than you will ever be. And this business about making America great again, it is your president that's dividing this country.
And so if you run out of facts, I guess the next thing you have to go to is discrimination. And when we talk this way, it is so divisive, but that's the platform. Let's divide them. Let's try to separate them. The color of the skin, the shape of their eye, their gender. Let's make sure that we can make every statement possible to show that there are bad people out there doing things to other folks. And it's only by discrimination that these things get done.
This wasn't supposed to happen. Maxine Waters stepped up, ready to shut the room down, but then Mike Kelly answered back, and everything flipped. Like and subscribe right now, because this is what happens when rhetoric meets reality.
Gentlemen, Mr. Kelly, please do not leave, because I want you to know that I am more offended as an African-American woman than you will ever be. And this business about making America great again, it is your president that's dividing this country. And don't talk to me about the fact that we don't understand what happens on the automobile. No, I will not yield. No, I will not yield.
Okay.
Don't tell me that we don't understand. That's the attitude that's been given toward women time and time again.
The gentlelady will suspend. The chair wishes to remind all members that they are to address their remarks to the chair. Gentlelady will continue.
The chair, but don't stop me in the middle when you didn't stop him in the middle. And so I shall continue. Don't you dare talk to me like that and think that somehow women don't understand what goes on the floor of automobile dealers.
Minded to direct her remarks to the chair. The gentlelady will continue in order.
I will continue to do that. However, I don't appreciate that you did not interrupt him when he was making those outrageous remarks about him knowing more about discrimination than I know about discrimination. I resent that, and I resent the remark about making America great again. He's down here making a speech for this dishonorable president of the United States of America. Having said that, I reserve the balance of my time, and no, I do not yield not 1 second to you. Not 1 second. Not 1 second to you.
This time, I am very pleased to yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Kelly, an outstanding member of the Ways and Means Committee and chair of the Congressional Auto Caucus.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you very much for giving me some time. I know I just heard the phrase that I am appalled by what's taking place on the floor today. I would tell you, I join in those comments, and I really do believe that. For a person whose family's been in the automobile business since 1953 and sold thousands and thousands of cars to people of any color, it doesn't matter the color of the person buying the car. Do we match them up with the transportation need that they were looking for? And were we able to arrange financing that was affordable to them? You cannot be in business for 65 years doing it the wrong way. And to impugn the integrity of the automobile people is absolutely beyond reproach. And so if you run out of facts, I guess the next thing you have to go to is discrimination. And when we talk this way, it is so divisive, but that's the platform. Let's divide them. Let's try to separate them. The color of the skin, the shape of their eye, their gender. Let's make sure that we can make every statement possible to show that there are bad people out there doing things to other folks. And it's only by discrimination that these things get done. I will tell you, I am greatly offended as a member of the automobile industry and as someone who has served thousands of people. If you think the dealers are that bad, please go to your hometown and look at the Little League fence and find out whose name's out there. Look at your high school programs and see who it is that's funding all these things. Go to any charity and see who's on the list of who takes care of people. To sit here today and have to listen that somehow this is discriminatory just adds to the fact that when you're out of facts, when you don't know what you're talking about and what you've never done. Not one of your people have ever been on the floor and had tried, not this floor, I'm talking about the automobile floor. You know an awful lot about laptops, but you know nothing about Blacktop. You get on that floor, you get on that lot, and you work with people to make sure they can have affordable transportation. Affordable transportation. Rather than this person trying to arrange financing by himself or herself, we rely on a dealer who has great heft within the financial community and to talk to lenders and say, we have a great customer here who's looking to buy a car. We need you to work with us to get them in this transportation. How in the world can you reduce this down to discrimination? We are doing the same thing every day that you are doing. We are trying to make sure that we're making America great every day in every way. And the best way to do that is to stop talking about discrimination and start talking about the nation. We're coming together as a people in spite of what you say. Thank you, gentlemen. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. Members are reminded to address their remarks to the chair. The gentleman from Texas reserves, the gentlelady from California.
Thank you very much.
Maxine Waters came in strong. Emotion, authority, identity. I'm more offended than you will ever be. That line is supposed to end the conversation. It usually does, but not this time. Because Mike Kelly didn't back down. He didn't pivot. He didn't apologize. He stood there and spoke from experience, not theory, not ideology, experience. A lifetime in the automobile business, decades working with real people, helping families get cars, helping workers get to jobs, helping communities function. And he made one thing very clear. You don't stay in business for 60+ years by doing people wrong. That's not how it works. Then he exposed something deeper, a pattern. When you run out of facts, you go to discrimination. That line hit hard because it reframed the entire argument. This wasn't about denying discrimination exists. It was about questioning when is it being used as evidence and when is it being used as a shield. That's the uncomfortable part. And Kelly didn't stop there. He went straight at the disconnect. Washington versus reality. Policy versus practice. You know a lot about laptops, but nothing about Blacktop. That wasn't just a jab. That was a divide. People who write the rules versus people who actually live them. People who regulate industries without ever stepping foot inside them. That's what this moment exposed. And here's why Waters couldn't respond directly. Because Kelly wasn't arguing politics. He was arguing lived experience, community, longevity, accountability. You can debate policy, you can debate data, but it's a lot harder to dismiss decades of real-world results. So what happened? The conversation collapsed. No back and forth, no resolution, just two completely different realities talking past each other. And that's the bigger issue here. Because this isn't just about auto dealers, it's about trust. Do Americans trust institutions, or do they trust people who've actually built something? Do they believe Washington understands their lives, or do they believe Washington lectures them about it? That's the divide. And moments like this, they make it impossible to ignore.